What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Code DC, UPenn's finest, Chris Coacher CV, Coacher Boy. We got another great episode for you guys today. We are going to be predicting the home stretch in the NBA. All-Star break is over. So what we are going to do is we're going to take the Eastern Conference standings, Western Conference standings. We're going to look at their strength of schedule. We're going to look at where they currently stand, and we're going to break down what our playoffs could be looking like this year. We kind of did something similar to this last year, but play-in only. We're going to talk about the whole standings, especially with how things are out west. Super, crazy going on, like the top 4 or 5 seeds. And then after we get through those two conferences, we're going to be doing some NBA trivia. I got a player. These guys got to guess it. Just like old times, y'all know the rules. They get 20 questions, and we'll have some fun with it. Before we get started, I want to make sure to remind you guys, like, subscribe if you really enjoy the episode. And if you're listening to this on audio platforms, please download the episode if you enjoy it, like it, leave a 5-star rating, all that good stuff, wherever you get your podcast. But before we get into any of that, we got to start with Summit's Plummets, and we're going to swing it to Danny.
Yeah, I think the Summit, you know what time it is? Pitchers and catchers have reported to spring training. Got the Philly shirt on today. John Middleton had a speech. He said, I want my fucking trophy back.
Yeah, there was a Wheeler and Bryce got to go up against each other. That was pretty interesting. I wonder what that would look like now in a full stadium. But hopefully I never got to figure out.
I'm just realizing. I think my dreams are. It's gonna be weird. That's something made my plummet, I guess. My dreams are having some weird intercorrelation. Zach Wheeler got traded to the Steelers.
The what?
The Steelers.
The Steelers. You had a dream about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing better under Matt Canada than Kenny Pickett. I'm rocking with that.
He's the quarterback we need to save us.
Okay, man. Steelers and their mid QBs. Yes, I'm qualifying Zach Wheeler as a mid quarterback already. Not even terrible. That's my boy, so we'll call him mid. That is something, man.
He's a Hall of Famer.
When Jalen Hurts closes out Game 7 of the World Series for the Phillies, we'll need that.
He might be an outfielder. He's definitely an outfield option for the Phils.
You think so? I mean, we could send A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown got drafted by the Padres. So,
I feel like Hurts is better. Yeah. Hurts is better high key.
Nah, you ever seen A.J. Brown swing?
I have.
Dude, his swing's gorgeous. He is a better swing than Hurts, absolutely. All this to say that Kyler Murray would 100% be the best baseball player in the NFL.
Dude,
because he is. He would be a good baseball player, just like in general. So
he literally said, "Fuck the MLB." He was playing for the Athletics, low key. He was taking some hacks, and he just said, "Nah, I'm gonna go get drafted."
He was a top 10 MLB pick, man. Like, it ain't just anybody doing that. Like, you don't just mind you. And they took the pick on him, knowing he might go play football. So, like, that's how worth it he was. But
that's the Summit, man. Kyler Murray.
Yeah, fuck with the boy,
That's my guy. Chris, ACL tear and all. We the same person. Same height.
I was about to say both 5'9". Kyler be capping, talking about he's 5'11", 6 foot. Get the hell out of here, man. 5'9" on a glorious day.
Him and Edelman the same height. Be real.
I think Edelman's taller.
He might be.
I don't know. We'll never know. But
y'all remember the video when the reporter was taller than him?
I don't remember. I know there's a picture with him and Bryce, and he's like an inch taller than Bryce.
No, dude, there was a video. It might be in college, but he was doing a video, and the woman who was interviewing was taller than him.
That's like, not. I mean, the woman was probably 5'7". Woman probably wore heels. Even if she didn't, I'm not surprised. There are tall women out there. Shout out to them. But
NBA, the WNBA needs you.
Facts. If you're a woman above 5'7", bro, pick up some Sabrinas on your way home, and get on that court, start grinding. But Chris, we got to swing it to you for a Summit and Plummet. You said something about you put on your best JJ Redick impression, except you actually played some defense.
Yeah, it was so mid. That's my Plummet. That's a Plummet. I played so mid yesterday, just such a mid game. Like it was my first time playing in like 2 weeks too, though. And I swear, if like I hadn't played in 17 years, like I don't even know, the basketball felt like a football. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I played pretty mid. I went 4 for 8, 3 for 5 from 3 though. So analytic people out there, I did my best. I played pretty good defense. Couple swipe downs, a couple hard fouls. I actually pushed the dude out of bounds on accident. And I said sorry because it really was an accident. He had an attitude. So I'm like, I get it, brother. Sorry. So that was bad. Another Plummet. So yeah. But yeah, we won. So that was good.
We got out of there with the win, man.
Right, we got the W. So that's what matters. Summit, though. My summit is the fact that even though Darvin Ham still is employed by the Lakers, no problem with that now because they've seemed to have found what everybody was saying they should have found months ago. The lineup that worked when they were playing in the playoffs. They've been going to that. I think they won 3 in a row, and they had like really good offensive games. So thank you.
What was that? D'Lo, Reeves, Rui, Braun, AD?
Yep, and that's without Vando because Vando's hurt. I wish Vando was back. I think, cross my fingers.
If Vando comes back, who goes to the bench, or does he come off the bench?
He can come off the bench.
LeBron.
See, because the problem is when Reddish is back, right?
Yeah, but Reddish don't need to play right now. He can wait. And I love Cam Reddish.
Yeah, I would say the tough thing is like if they're both coming off the bench, then it's like one of their minutes are getting cut because they can't play together.
Yeah, you have to cut Reddish minutes easily. Cut Cam Reddish minutes. You play Vando more, and then you put another shooter type on the floor instead of Reddish. So instead, they love playing Max Christie. You can play Christie. You can play Gabe Vincent. If you have Vando on the court with those other bigger guys, you can kind of hide him a little bit. So maybe you can play Vince. You can keep D'Lo on the floor. It just gives you more options when Vando's back. But I'm just happy to see that lineup being used more, just because, like I said, obviously it worked. And I mean, I'm not a big fan of Rui, but Rui does play well with LeBron and AD, so I'm happy to see that work. So
LeBron seems to like Rui a lot.
He loves Rui for some reason.
Rui, I don't want to say Rui's he has the intangibles to be a good defender, and I guess he's forced to do it a little more when you're running with D'Lo at point guard. Shout out to him, but D'Lo's not a strong defender. LeBron is a strong LeBron. Here's one thing I want to say about LeBron: strong on ball defender. Like if his guy gets the ball, he is absolutely sitting in that chair.
Yeah,
he's not going to contest strong though. And then his off-ball defense is just like him letting everything switch while he like sits near the basket or in the corner. And that's fine. That's an offensive engine. Like I'm not expecting him at 39 years old, be chasing people off screens and stuff. But like, look, all I can ask, bro, if the person in front of you got the rock, just sit in your chair. And we knows when he's sitting in his chair, that boy can play some defense. So
shout out to in Marcus Hall house.
Yep, his depoy is unfortunately at the Gasol's residence. But yeah, I will say one thing about Darvin Ham is that, like, look, if you can't manage the game to save your life, the one thing you can do, just get your rotations right. If you don't know when to call a timeout, if you don't know when to make an adjustment, at least know your personnel. And
you don't know when to take your hands out your pocket.
Yeah, like I don't know what's the deal with that, man. Like, be active with your hands. Talk with your hands at least. But
do something. Throw something at somebody. Get a clipboard. Do anything. Just take
get a clipboard.
The other day, he took one hand out the pocket right before All-Star break. He had one hand out, one hand in. I'm like, we almost there, y'all. We almost there.
We're getting there.
They put the camera back to him. Both hands back in the pocket.
It's hilarious, man. Like something like that has to be so unbelievably obvious for people to pick up on it. Like Danny knows, like. Jason Garrett used to get called Coach Clap. Like he used to do it so much that he got that reputation. Who I say Jason Garrett and Darvin Ham, pretty good comparison, but lack of adjustments, never won anything. Well, Ham made a conference finals in his rookie season coaching, but that's
and he snuck a ring with the Pistons.
Come with a healthy LeBron James team, so
and he snuck a ring with the Pistons.
Snuck a ring, man.
Snuck a ring.
Oh my god. Okay, so I guess we have to get to mine. My summit was that the 3-point competition between Sabrina and Steph was absolutely amazing on mute, but it was awesome though. It was awesome watching them compete. but you had to, if as long as you couldn't hear Kenny Smith, you turn him off, then yeah, John was a banger. Sabrina did awesome. They're talking about maybe next year, like running like a 2-on-2 type of format, like with the clear obvious out there is either Steph or Dame and Steph and Clay, just because Clay has, that's Steph's partner. And people are saying Sabrina and, Caitlin Clark if she comes out. My only issue with Caitlin Clark in a 3-point competition is the same issue I have with Trae Young. They aren't so catch and shoot. They're kind of like get it off the dribble. So I wonder how good their motion will be with just picking up, letting it go. It seemed to be fine for Sabrina, and it seemed to be fine with Steph, which is, why I thought Clay beat Steph a while back, because like Clay's just used to it. But yeah, it was awesome. I can't wait for next year. I can't wait for honestly, not even next year. WNBA All-Star. Steph and Clay, make your way over. It's going to be in San Fran, right? Just drive down the street. It's going to be at your arena. Just go. So, and that could probably bring lots and lots of love to the WNBA game. And then another summit. It's kind of to do with the All-Star Weekend, but not really like the real events. Get WNBA players out of the celebrity All-Star game. It's just like they're not like these are real basketball players. Like if they really wanted to go out there against random celebrities, I promise you they're dropping 60. So like,
Hey,
why are we
not
doing
against J. Cole?
J. Cole is a professional basketball player, dude.
J. Cole, him too. J. Cole played in Africa. Get him off my screen.
He is a professional basketball player. You will respect J. Cole.
Jewel Boy, greater than J. Cole on the basketball court 1,000 times over.
All right, obviously the elite of the elite women's basketball player are gonna bust J. Cole's ass, but J. Cole is like, out of all the celebrities I can think of, bro, he's one of the more respectable hoopers. Him,
Sure.
Chris Brown,
I say Quavo. I throw him in there.
Oh, absolutely Quavo, absolutely Quavo. Those are probably like the big 3 celebrity hoopers.
Yeah,
not Drake.
No,
not
nice jumper though, but sucks. Drake has a nice jumper, but I can tell he sucks. But he has a nice jumper.
He got a whole OVO court, and he still buns.
Right, buns.
Yeah, that dude sucks. But
yo, if I remember right, didn't Justin Bieber hoop one time and he was nice?
He did it twice. He did it once when he was a youngin, and then a second time, I think in like 2017, 2018 or something like that.
He was nice, right?
Probably.
He's a little lefty. He was all right. He's all right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He is
better than Kai tonight, I'll tell you that. 100%.
Kai, yo. He said, I'm trying to win MVP. He said, all right, I'm going to limit those minutes then. That's so crazy. All right. But with here, we can get started with these Eastern Conference standings. Real quick before we start, obviously, I'm going to rehash what we're looking at in the current standings.
Simply, ready? Celtics, everyone.
That's kind of how I was looking out east. So I'm going to rally off just the top 10 teams. I'm not really going to include the super bottom feeders. Celtics,
Detroit Pistons.
From 1 through 10, it is Celtics, Cavs, Bucks, Knicks, 76ers, Pacers, Heat, Magic, Bulls, Hawks. And there is a clear...
Hey, now,
you can kind of make your way through the tiers, but the Bulls and Hawks are a little bit behind the 8th seed. And I wouldn't expect much of that to change, but we can still talk about them. The Nets are 2.5 games behind the Hawks for the 10 seed. I do not predict them to be making any runs, especially they're going to have an interim head coach. I just don't see any runs happening there. So,
okay, but to reiterate your point, Celtics gap, Cavs, Bucks, Knicks.
There's not a gap from like 2 to 8. There's not like from a okay. So to talk about how this works, we're all going to try to find a consensus list. So we all might have someone different, but we're going to see if we can chat it out and get, a sturdy opinion. So let's say just real quick, gonna 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I think we can all unanimously agree the Boston Celtics are going to finish with the 1 seed out east, right?
Unless the Cavs go like insanely crazy. But
well, the Celtics have the 28th strongest strength of schedule remaining. The Celtics get the Hornets, Blazers, Hawks. Yeah, they get so the Celtics get the Pistons, Wizards, Hornets, Blazers, Hawks, all of them twice, and then the Jazz once. So that's 11 wins. Not to count anything out in the NBA, but that's like a free 11 wins. And then their strongest games are going to be they have to play Thunder, Cavs, Nuggets, one apiece, and then they got Bucks, Suns, Knicks twice apiece. Even if they walked out of there 500, or like 5-4, then like just between the games I mentioned, they are 16-4. So yeah, this team's probably going to win 60 games. They're easily going to be our 1 seed, just with the way things have shaped out so far. Number 2, I have Cleveland. Does anyone? Hey, if anyone, hey, look, I'm down for conversation. That's what I hope we all don't agree.
I agree here. I mean,
You agree?
I think, dude, who else is being too? Actually, you know, sound crazy.
Hmm.
The New York Knicks are my 2 seed.
You think the Knicks can catch up to the Susie? They currently sit 4 games behind with relatively the same strength of schedule. But to your point, they could be getting healthy soon.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have to come to a consensus. Chris, who do you have as your 2 seed?
Funny enough, I have I just said in my head Milwaukee.
Oh God. Okay.
I know it
Well,
sounds
that's
weird.
good.
I
That's
have
good.
I have to read it.
No. That's good. So we actually have to have a conversation here. Okay. So here's how they all stand. The Cavs 6 games behind Boston. Bucks are 8.5 games, so it leaves them 2.5 games behind Cleveland. And then we have New York, who is a game and a half behind Milwaukee and 4 games behind Cleveland. As for their strength of schedules, I believe Cleveland and New York, or New York and Cleveland, sit at 14 and 15 respectively. The Bucks have the 3rd hardest strength of schedule remaining, where they got to play Boston, Oklahoma City, and the Los Angeles Clippers twice apiece, with a few more, with a game against New York, Phoenix, and Minnesota on the horizon. So I just think the reason why I would cut Milwaukee out first is just because they're already behind the 2 seed by like few games, along with the strength of schedule. But I'm willing to hear you out on this, Chris. Why are you seeing Milwaukee at 2?
Yeah, really, the main reason, because I know they have some games to make up. I want to say, well, not make up, but no, like some ground that they could make up as far as games played. If I'm not mistaken, I think I could be tripping, but I think I'm right.
They got to play 26 games. New York's got 27. Cleveland's got 29.
29. Okay. So maybe I was wrong, but my reasoning for it still stays the same. I think I don't know if y'all was listening during All-Star weekend, but I know Shaq had a conversation with Dame on national TV. Of course, he was basically saying like, you have to lock in because all the blame's gonna go to you and Giannis at the end of the day. I mean, I know that they're not stupid, so they know that it's gonna happen. But at the end of the day, I think, and no credit to Doc Rivers for this happening. I think that they'll band together and do well, and I think they'll like go on like a little streak to kind of end out the season, because you have to round into form. They won't be like taking games off, or okay, we'll have to win this game tonight, just because you have to get that continuity, because you still have a new player in Dame, who's your second best guy, and you still have to get everybody healthy too. So I think a healthy Milwaukee can easily get up to that second seed if Middleton's healthy, if Dame and Giannis and all those guys stay healthy. But I think the biggest point is also too because they have to get their bench together, and I think Pat Bear been over there for the second half of the season. Not saying he's going to just change everything, but that's another new piece you have to allocate minutes to. You have to understand like what his role is going to be on the court. Is he going to play minutes with Dame? Just little stuff like that you have to figure out. And I think out of those teams left, I think the Milwaukee could do it.
Okay. I see the vision on that one. My counterpoint, Glenn Rivers. Glenn Rivers, hard schedule, but I do see your point. I could definitely see them, All-Star weekend, we're refreshed. Doc will finally get to be like in his office. Like you finally get to see what the arena looks like and whatnot. But, he probably been living out suitcase. It's difficult. And JJ Redick did point out he makes a lot of excuses, but I feel for him on this one. Danny, pitch to me why you think New York, 14th hardest strength of schedule remaining, which is pretty average, like quite literally average. 27 games left to play. Why could they catch Cleveland for the second seed despite being 4 games back?
All right, that strength of schedule is kind of bogus right now. 3 of those games are Philly. That's 3 wins.
Okay.
Embiid's out. The Sixers don't have a chance.
I think Philly's gonna get 3 shots at New York.
Yeah.
And Embiid's not like ruled out entirely for all these. So like again, the Sixers are going to be a tough one for when we get around to their positioning.
He's ruled out for Embiid's definitely ruled out for Thursday. I'll tell you that.
Okay, but y'all just beat a Cleveland team, which I know I just said off air that like, you know, Cleveland damn near won. Like they did almost come back and win, but you know, I don't want to count the Sixers out entirely. The more they play games together without Embiid, the better they're going to get. But at the same time, the healthier New York gets, the less of a chance that Sixers will have in those games, respectively. So why I have Cleveland, kind of touched on some points already. They already have the 2.5 game lead above Milwaukee. They have the 15th strength of schedule remaining. They have to play Minnesota twice and Phoenix twice. And the way that they have been playing, like they only have to play these good teams, a lot of these good teams once. They only got to play New York once, Denver, Los Angeles Clippers, and Boston. They only got to play all those teams once. And Cleveland plays Boston very, very strong. They really do. And it's a matter of just like big physical guard play. That's why I kind of have them, especially because the fact that they already have the lead and they went into this All-Star break playing their best ball. I expect them to play it the same way coming out. I guess we'll have to come to this. Can we come to, if these are going to be our next 3 ranked teams, can we come to a consensus on how we want to rank these 3 teams?
I'm fine.
We could keep it as it is with Cleveland, Milwaukee, New York, or like do we have like any like absolutely having, do we have to have someone over the other, or do you think with the way things are stacked up now?
I think that's
keep
cool.
it as is. Keep it as
okay.
is.
Okay. Okay. So we this is kind of like writing the wrong thing. Okay, Cavs, Bucks, and then Knicks. And again, anything could happen. Injuries, people getting healthy. I think any of these guys have a real shot at the 2 seed. I just think, I like Chris's points a lot. I like Danny's points a lot, especially with New York getting healthy.
Only thing scary about the Knicks getting healthy for me, y'all, and Danny especially, is like as they get healthy, like as you get Randall back into the offense. This is my one thing that kind of scared me a little bit. Like, how do you get those minutes to Bogey, Burks, DiVincenzo, Hart? Like, how do you put those minutes in when you have Randall coming back and hopefully Mitchell Robinson coming back? Because I mean, Hardenstein minutes are going to be cut. Obviously, Hart's going to be cut. DiVincenzo minutes going to be cut. It's like, I think they can stumble a couple games just trying to figure out rotations as people get healthy. So that was my only thing about Knicks, just scaring me a little bit, like them as they get healthy, not as they figure it out going into the playoffs. Like, just how teams kind of stumble sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely get that, especially with a guy like Tibbs who wants to play a certain amount of guys, a lot of minutes. He's going to play the guys that play hard. There might be some more talented individuals per se, better scorers, but he's going to play the guys who are going to go out there, sit in that chair for 40 plus minutes. But yeah, it's a very interesting point. Stumbling over rotations, is very, very real. When the Lakers, they won the in-season tournament, things were looking up. They start to stumble. Guys are getting hurt. We're trying to figure out what's working. I could definitely see that, but I think those 3 are like a tier. I think we can all agree on that one. Boston is in a tier by its own right now, at least regular season wise, and then you got the next 3. So now we're on the 5 seed, and I don't think anyone's going to have the same 5th seed as me, but I want to hear from you guys first. So we got Celtics, Cavs, Bucks, Knicks. Chris, who's sitting at your 5 seed right now? Or who will be sitting at your 5 seed?
5. I think Philly's there now. If I'm looking at Philly's there now.
Philly's there now. They're at 10. They're behind 10.5 games. Pacers trail them by 2 games. Heat and Magic trail them by 2.5 games.
Yeah, I think the Pacers. I think the Pacers get up to 5. I think the Pacers would be my choice for the 5th seed.
Okay. Danny, who are you thinking gets that 5th seed?
Play that song, Orlando Magic.
You think
Orlando Magic.
think Orlando gets up to 5?
Yeah, I really like what's going on down there. I think they're playing really good. They're getting hot at the right time. These young guys are coming out. They're balling. Jalen Suggs looks really good, which I really love.
He should have stuck with football.
He's nice, chill. Built like Jalen Hurts.
Bro, stop. Okay, so we are once again at a disagreement, but okay, so I see Danny's point for the Magic. They have the easiest strength of schedule remaining, 7-3 in their last 10. He's right; they are peaking, not peaking, but they're turning up. Pacers, very fine 5th seed option. I believe they're 19th in strength of schedule, and they're just a solid basketball team. Once Tyrese is off minute restrictions, they're going to be pulling away with a lot of these games because a lot of the times, for some reason, he's hitting his minutes restriction before the 4th quarter.
I don't understand malpractice.
I don't get that. Like, if you know you're going to need him later, rest him earlier. Like, I'd rather be down 10 going to the 4th knowing I have Tyrese the whole time than in a tie game going into the 4th knowing I'm not going to have him. It makes no sense. I'm
almost certain that the Magic become the 5 or 6 seed. They're not. The Magic will not be in the play.
We'll chat. Okay, my 5 sees the Miami Heat because
that would be my choice.
Miami has missed the most. Their starters have missed the most games of any starters in the league, and yet they still sit in that 7th seed position. They're going to be getting Jimmy back. Well, supposedly Jimmy luckily just posted on his IG today that he's back in the facility room, which love that for him. I hope he's dealing with everything okay. Really, he really should be taking his time on the way back, but I'm not going to tell, another man how he feels. If you think he's good to go, he's good to go, and that's great. And hopefully they can just get healthy because they have the 27th strongest, they're ranked 27th in strength of schedule remaining. And if they can just get out of the play-in, I think that could be huge for them. Here's what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to go with Indy at the 5 seed. But I don't know about the Magic. Their offensive inconsistencies, or just horrible offense in general, I don't know how that's going to correlate to the end of the stretch, because here are some of the defenses they got to play. They got to play Cleveland. They got to play Clippers. They got to play New York. And they got to play Philly. Without Embiid, it's a completely different story. But those are going to be some challenging defenses for an offense that just can't get itself off the ground. Mind you, they have a pretty good defense, but I don't know about Orlando, but I'm willing to put Indy at the 5. Can you settle for that, Danny, or do you want to really make this push at Orlando, which you're completely open to do, 100%?
Yeah. Speak about strength of schedule, dude. It's actually a joke.
Yeah, Orlando has the weakest remaining schedule by a long shot.
All right, I'm going to Hawks, Nets, Jazz, Pistons, Hornets, Wizards, Knicks, Pacers, Nets, Raptors, Hornets, Pelicans, Kings. And then it's the end of March, and they got the Warriors, Clippers.
It's very laughable. It's a very, very laughable schedule. So I do get it, but I don't think Indiana's strength of schedule is that much better to the point where they'll fall and eventually get captured by.
It's not a fall though, dude. They're a half game ahead because they played one more game.
The Pacers. So what you're telling me, the Pacers with their 19th ranked strength of schedule will have a worse record than the Magic down the stretch, even though the Pacers are only even flirting. They're only even flirting with the plan because Tyrese is on minute restriction. If he was healthy, they'd have no problem. They'd probably jump Philly by now, and they're probably looking closer towards New York for that 4 seed than anything. I think if he comes back, he's gonna have no minute restriction. He's gonna finally get to play with Siakam. We're finally gonna get to see that team like in full motion.
I got motion. Yeah.
I don't
mean,
think.
I
Yeah,
think
I
it's a
just don't.
toss-up.
Because I don't think it's a toss up because Indiana is the better team and they also have a weak strength of schedule. And the Heat also are a better team with a very weak strength of schedule. So I don't really. I could see Magic at 7, but I can't see them getting out of the play-in just because of the two teams that were talking ahead of them also have weak schedules and they are better.
Maybe.
You letting your love for P5 show, man. I get it, man. I feel you.
That team's good, man.
They're not better than Indy or Miami. I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
You'll find
Okay.
out.
Okay. As it currently stands, play in, do or die. Are you taking the Heat or Magic?
If Jimmy's not playing, I'm taking the Heat. I'm not taking the Heat.
I
if
said play
Jimmy's
in.
not
Why
playing.
would Jimmy not be playing?
I mean,
I just talked about a world where Jimmy's back, T-Row will be back, Richardson will be back.
okay, Richardson, not scaring me, but
Who on the Magic scares? Who would put fear in Miami? If
I think
Jason
I
Tatum
think
can't put fear in Miami, who's doing it in Orlando?
I think Palo could go band for band with Jimmy.
In a do or die game.
Yep.
Miss me with that. In a do or die game, there's not a lot of people I'm taking over Jimmy Butler.
I'm not saying
Do or die.
I'm not taking him over Jimmy. I think Palo could go band for band though.
I don't know what you have to back that up. No playoff experience. Jimmy's been doing this 4 years. Knowns like he can turn it on whenever. Okay. We have to figure out who we're putting at 5. And right now, I guess it's between Indy and Orlando, but I don't think it will be Orlando because we're also going to have the argument of who are we putting at 6?
Dude,
Miami or Orlando?
Put Indianapolis there.
At 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then now we have the argument, who are we putting at 6? Orlando or Miami?
I would say Miami, off the simple fact that, and I'm a fan of Orlando. I've been a Paolo fan for the longest. But the thing is, with Miami, I think they understand the urgency of not having to play those extra couple of games as far as play-in goes, with them being hurt all year, with them being a veteran team. Not saying Orlando doesn't know that, because they're all basketball players, but the Heat know the urgency it takes to be able to get into the postseason. They already played that play-in game before. They've already done that. So it's like at this time, you have a veteran team led by Jimmy, Eric Spoelstra. I think they would just take that time to really lock in these last 27 games and try their best to get out of that play-in thing. So that's my basis of picking the Heat. But I would see any reason for it to be the Magic. I could see any reason to be a swap. But yeah, that'd be my reason, just off of them being vets and understanding the magnitude of it.
I feel the same way. I think the Pacers can get the 5. I think the Heat could get the 5 seed, but I'm fine with going Pacers. Their offense is built for regular season basketball. I think they could have the best home stretch of the 3. It's possible. I say Heat above Magic. Not really from a talent standpoint. Magic got the Magic got like really good players. But like Chris said, they know what this means. They experienced a play-in last year. They were very, very close to not being in the playoffs. They had a 1-game situation with Trae Young. You know how that's going to get every time. Trae going to slide. And then luckily they got to play the Bulls, was it? The Bulls, I think. And then, Zach LaVine didn't bring his best, because he can never bring his best ball 2 games in a row. So,
yo, this gonna sound crazy. I either see the Heat ending up the 3 seed or the 6 or 7 seed.
I don't know how the Heat can get up to the. I don't see a world where the Heat get up to the 3 seed. I got a world where they can get up to the 4 seed though.
They're only 3.
They're 3 games back from the 4 seed. So, yeah. I can get behind that. 4.5 games, though. I don't know. Depends how healthy they get. I assume that they get like mildly healthy. Jimmy's back. They get the 5 seed. That's what I think. But I'm fine pushing them to 6. So as we have it right now, and then we'll put the Magic at 7. So they'll host the first playing game, and it's winning you're in from there. So as we have it standing currently, Celtics, Cavs, Bucks, Knicks, Pacers, Heat, Magic. Number 8 would have to be the 76ers. Even without Joel, they are better than the Bulls and the Hawks, in my opinion.
No, not even that. The fact that Joel Embiid, his 6-week mark is midway through March, given that they'd have 15 games remaining if he comes back in the 6-week diagnosis. 15 games remaining is enough for him to make an impact.
I will say they do have the 9th hardest strength of schedule. Chicago and Atlanta are at 17 and 16 respectively. But again, I think a lot more of this Philly team than I do those teams with or without Joel Embiid. So are we cool putting Philly at 8?
Philly's at worst 8. I think they could be a 7 or a 6 seed if things go their way and they get Joel back early.
Depends how they if they can keep the ball rolling with Buddy Hield, and it depends when the big fella comes back. So, and I definitely saw a world with like I said it a couple weeks ago. I definitely saw a world where they don't make the playoffs, and that's still possible with them as the 8th seed. But that win against Cleveland was huge. Like I booked that as an L, and they won, and that's awesome for them. So, and I guess 9 and 10, we just got to pick.
Anyone but the Pistons.
Well, I was really just going to keep it between Chicago and Atlanta. I don't really care for the rest of these teams.
Hot take, the Nets become the 10 seed.
You think the Nets become the 10 seed? Chris, who's your 9 and 10?
Not the Nets, I'll tell you that, Danny. Let me see.
And look, I'm not sitting here debating for Mikal Bridges, brother.
And this may sound stupid. But my 9 and 10 are Atlanta and Toronto.
Atlanta and Toronto. Okay, so Toronto is the 22nd ranked strength of schedule. They do sit 5 games behind Atlanta for the 10 spot, though.
It's very difficult. Very difficult.
That's some ground to make up, I will say.
Only reason is I think they're a better team now without Siakam and OG. As far as what they're on their way to do. So I think they'll take these last part of the season serious. And then also too, I think Bruce Brown will be trying to make money next year because I mean the team option probably gonna get declined. So he's got something to play for. It's just a lot of people with something to play for, something to prove. So I just and just for what's the name take, I can honestly see the Nets too, Danny. I was trolling. I could definitely see the Nets be in that play-in role just because I think the new coach and Kevin Ollie is one of my goats in college basketball. I think he's gonna be good for those guys as far as the players coach. So I can definitely see it. But I pick the Raptors and Hawks.
Who was your 9 seed again?
The Hawks.
Okay, Danny, who's your 9 seed?
I got the Hawks as well.
Okay, we all got the Hawks as the 9 seed, and now we really just got to agree on their victim, to be quite honest, because Trae Young, 1 game setting. Those watching, y'all know who we ride him for.
He gonna be there. Ice Trae gonna be there.
Ice Trae gonna be there. He gonna win that first playing game, and then he gonna get.
They better get him John. They better get him John Collins back.
That's my boy. I like John Collins actually.
All right. I'm. See, I don't really have a preference. I thought Chicago would be it. I don't know. We can do a coin flip if
you know what. I think Chicago would be the best pick for 10, just for where they are right now.
You just want to go with Chicago?
I would say Chicago.
I mean, we're splitting hairs here at the end.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's just not that deep. Justin.
Yeah, this is for like. Because look, the first playing matchup that we have drawn up is going to be Magic versus Sixers. If Embiid is there, which he should be, they're winning that game. So they'll be the 7th seed. And then, I don't know, Trae with a shot at the Magic to get into the playoffs, it's definitely possible. But I don't know if that Magic team's a little too talented to lose 2 games in a row with all the stakes on the line. Experience or not. But so the way we would have it drawn up, if it's stuck this way, we would get Celtics, Sixers, round 1. We would get Cavs versus Magic.
Wait. Didn't you say the Sixers would have beat the...
Well, I'll just say if we keep it in this order. We'll just say if we keep it in this order. Let's say the Magic beat the Sixers, and then the Sixers beat whoever's next. Yeah, so Celtics, Sixers first round. Cavs, Magic. Heat, Bucks. first round again, and then Knicks Pacers. A couple things that could come out of this. If we swapped Pacers and Heat, we would get Heat Knicks round 1, rematch from last year, and then we would get Bucks Pacers round 1. That's kind of like the dream scenario, and that's kind of why I was fighting for the Heat for that 5 seed. But why it draws up beautifully is that when the Heat beat the Bucks in the first round, the Heat would go on to play the Cavs in the second round, beat them, and then the Celtics get their shot at them in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'll tell you this, though. Knicks, assuming they would beat the Pacers, Knicks Celtics in a round 2 could get scrappy. Like, that could be a good one. Like, and it's two of, if not the 2 best environments in professional basketball. TD Garden, Madison Square Garden. Like,
if I'm the Celtics, that's a team I don't want to see. The Knicks. Not saying they're gonna hire for anybody, but that's a team I don't want to see, only because they have a lot to throw at you and make you have to just adjust and do a lot as far as the players that they've had and on the wing, especially that they added. I think that'd be the one out of all the teams in the East as of right now they like to avoid.
I think if they don't get Mitchell Robinson back, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with Kristaps. He was actually the most, what JJ pointed out, the most efficient post-up player in the NBA.
Who do the Sixers play if they get the 6th seed?
If the Sixers were to get the 6th seed, they would be playing the Milwaukee Bucks. They would be playing Giannis, Dame, and them.
I'll take him beating the boys.
Why is that?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Because Doc Rivers, double agent.
Doc Rivers, double agent. That's your okay. Some analysis. I mean, I don't know. Just get ready for Boston, Miami round whatever at this point. Y'all know it's coming. This time.
Get ready for Celtics Sixers, Jaylen Brown. Everyone's saying Jaylen Brown is better than Tatum, and then Tatum dropping 50 again. Get ready for that.
I truly think that a fully healthy Celtics team, there's not many teams in this East that's getting 2 games off of them. I think
Derek White.
Could, I wouldn't predict on it though.
Derek White is the Julian Edelman of your team.
I see the vision. Okay, we're clearly yapping at this point, so let's get to the Western Conference, which I think is a little bit more exciting, at least on the top, and then closer to the play-in. So what we have for the Western standings, we have Timberwolves. We're going 1 through 10 here. Timberwolves, Thunder, Clippers, Nuggets, Suns, Pelicans, Mavericks, Kings, Lakers, and the Golden State Warriors at 10. With Utah Jazz 2.5 games out, 3 and 7 in their last 10. Same thing with the Rockets. They're 3.5 games out, 3 and 7 in their last 10. Not really, none of those teams really playing their best ball, but we can talk about them later. So, starting at the top, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have a 1.5 game lead on the Thunder, who are in the 2 seed, who have a half game lead on the Clippers, who have a 1 game lead on the Nuggets. So, we're kind of looking at a set top 4 teams, it's looking like, as the Nuggets have a 3 game lead on the Suns. Who do you all have sitting at your 1 seed?
Shea and them boys. What do you say? The Shea area.
What is that?
He said apparently he was shit talking the Warriors, and he said, "Welcome to the Shea area, like the Bay Area."
That's corny. He got to retire those Instagram captions, bro.
Yeah.
So okay,
no,
so
Shea and them boys. He's
okay.
nice. He's nice, man.
Chris, who do you have as your 1 seed?
The Clippers.
You have the Clippers. Okay. What are the Clippers?
They're third right now.
They're third and what? 2 games back.
They're
2 games back. Not a fan of their strength of schedule remaining. However, the Clippers, they kind of been able just to beat the brakes off of anybody they want. So I was gonna go Oklahoma City because of their strength of schedule, but because you guys pick Clippers and Oklahoma City, I think a possibility for Oklahoma City no one has considered this, and I'm not preying on it. Chet rookie wall. He's kind of already hit it in a way. The scoring's going down a little bit. Still a phenomenal defender. But I think I think that extra scoring output could mean something. And then of course Minnesota has a relatively weak strength of schedule as well. They already have the 1.5 game lead. Could easily stay on top of things. But all right. We'll start with Chris. Chris, give your case for Clippers 1 seed.
It's kind of simple. Since they traded for James Harden and got that first couple weeks out the way, they've been the best team in the NBA, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of people are gonna say the Celtics, but I think the Clippers are the best team.
I mean, yeah, Clippers easily 1 or 2. Like
I think Clippers are the best team in the NBA, and I think that again, same sentence. Same reason for the others. Just like they have to come together because I mean, you added James Harden. That you have to play these games with seriousness to continue to work that continuity, work that togetherness, and work how you're going to be on the floor. Because I mean, we all know playoff rotation shrink. I mean that rotation shrink in the playoffs. We all know that. So instead of that 10 man they're going, they're probably going to go 8. So is T-Man going to be the one that's cut? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they have to figure those things out. And also at the same time, you have to think about maybe they may rest Kawhi. I thought about that. I get that. But at the same time, you have to go in there motivated. And I think this is maybe their last real chance. I mean, PG hasn't signed an extension yet. This may be the last real chance with this core 4 of those guys they have together to really make a run. And I think that they'll make the most of that and then just kind of try to turn it on these last like 27 games.
Okay. Danny, what's your case for Oklahoma City wrapping up or going for the 1 seed?
Easy strength of schedule. What's been going on in the first half is going to continue to go on in the second half. Shea's the best scorer. I'm going to say in the West. I think he's the best scorer in the West. So
not better than that boy in Dallas.
Yeah, Luka.
And to be quite honest, if they had the same leash, not better than either of those boys in Phoenix. But you can't really argue with the points per game, respectable 3-level score, even though it doesn't really shoot that many threes. But okay, I like both your points, and say because the Clippers are hard. Like Chris is right, they're arguably the best team in basketball since they got James Harden, or after that first 6 or 7 game skid. I'm willing to put them 1-2. I want to lean Clippers just because of that experience. And I think they know the importance of the 1 seed. Are we willing to go Clippers 1, Thunder 2?
Then Timberwolves are 3.
You think? Okay, hold up, because now we have a whole different argument. So let's put Clippers 1, Thunder 2, because now here's the real argument for that 3 seed. Because now we have the defending champs, Denver Nuggets, with the 23rd strongest strength of schedule remaining, and then we have Minnesota, who's the current 1 seed with the 20th strength of schedule remaining. If we had to pick between these two, which I assume we are because we're talking tiers here. Danny, you said you have Minnesota?
Yeah, I feel like the Nuggets don't look unbeatable like they did last year.
Okay. I think that's fair. They've lost some pretty bad ones.
The Nuggets look like a team of destiny, and the Nuggets have won close games this year. They've had games that they came back and they should have lost, so they won.
Yeah. I could see Denver cruising a little bit. They kind of have that. We've done it already. Let's just get in there, because once they play their type of play in the playoffs, the defense, the cutters, the shooting, the ultimate offensive weapon,
Christian Brown.
I could see them. Yeah, I could see them maybe like slightly coasting, but I mean, Jokic can coast to 30, 15, and 12. So I don't know. Chris, who do you have for 3 seed?
I think my 1 was the Clippers.
Yeah.
2, I think I would have the Thunder at 2. I think I would do the Timberwolves at 3. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I would do the Timberwolves at 3. And the only reason why, because I mean they're 1 right now. I don't see them falling that far. Like hitting a real skid. So
Yeah.
I think that they would go to 3. I would just keep the.
I will say, yeah, Minnesota has 2 games against the Clippers and 2 games against the Nuggets, and those could be super, super pivotal. Like, of course. And then, Clippers have the 2 games against them. They got 1 game against OKC with 1 game against Denver. And then, OKC's got the 1 game against Los Angeles. And then, yeah, I would say because they have that easy strength of schedule. I could easily see OKC, snagging that 1 seed just off the strength of schedule. And then they don't have to see these other teams as much. So they really only got to see one of them once. So, I mean, if they can take care of business elsewhere, then it's possible. But okay, I'm fine with having Clippers, Nuggets, T-Wolves, or Clippers, Thunder, T-Wolves, Nuggets as our like tier 1 of it all. So who do y'all have for your 5th seed? Current 5th seed is the Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix.
You have Phoenix?
Yeah.
Danny, who do you have?
I have the Phoenix Suns, dude. Come on, be serious.
Hey, it's not it's not. They're not immortal. I'll say that, and they have the absolute hardest strength of schedule remaining.
They do.
They got to
I think
play.
they have a chance to be closer to become the 4 seed than they do to become the 7 seed. So.
Okay, I think that's fair logic. So let me know. Here's 12 of their games that they're gonna have to end up playing: 2 Boston, 2 Minnesotas, 2 Oklahoma Cities, 2 Clevelands, 2 Los Angeles Clippers, 2 Nuggets, 2 Denvers. That's that's hard, and there's a reason why they have the hardest strength of schedule left. I interested to see how Royce O'Neal fits with their team. I think he'll be very good for them. So maybe the strength of schedule won't mean that much. Even if they could walk out of these set of games at 500, they get the Rockets 3 times, they get Wemby and them boys 2 times, and then they get some bottom feeders. I'm willing to, because they have Kevin Durant, because they have Devin Booker, I'm willing to have them at 5. That's completely fine. I had another team in mind, but I won't argue with Phoenix at 5. Now it's 6. The current 6 seed is the Pelicans, who are actually tied with the Suns 6 games back, who have the Mavericks following them by a game, the Kings following them by a game and a half, LA Lakers following them by 3.5 games, and then the Warriors are 5 games back. So who do we have fighting for? Who do we have at that 6? We can start with Chris. Who do you have at that 6 seed?
It's a couple teams I was thinking about at 6. So weird.
If you don't have one, I got one on top of my head.
Go ahead.
So I have the Mavs. That's my team.
Okay.
That's my team. It's my team as well.
Yeah.
Yep. No, and no reason to debate. And I will say this: the reason why I wanted to put the Mavs at 5. I wanted to put the Mavs at 5. I think they're a completely different team with and it's so weird. That's how good Luka and Kyrie are, because you get a Daniel Gafford, you get a PJ Washington on like very few other teams is that like a needle mover, but that's just what they needed, and it's perfect. It's so perfect. I can't wait to watch them coming out of the break. They're on a 6-game winning streak, 7-3 in their last 10. They've just looked awesome, but I'm fine with settling them for the 6th seed, avoiding the play-in. Love that for them. Now we move on to the 7th seed. Who did you all have there?
Ooh, I had the Kings at 7.
Okay. Danny?
Yeah, I like the Kings here too, Chris. I think they're
like
too
Kings.
good of a team. I think their talent level is too good to fall in for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. I have Kings there. Now I'm interested for your final 3, because that leaves us with Pelicans, who are currently sitting at the 6th seed. They're sitting nice and pretty. And then we have the Lakers, led by LeBron and AD. And then you have Steph Curry. So it's kind of, I don't know. Like, Lakers got 10th hardest strength of schedule left. New Orleans 12, and then you have Golden State that's at 25. Golden State could really make a run at that 8th seed. I think the Lakers can make a run at that 8th seed. These teams, I don't know if they're going to be seeing each other all that much, but I think it's really hard to see New Orleans falling off that hard. I don't want to
Not
do
for
that
me.
to them.
I don't think they got
You
that much
don't think
talent,
so?
man. That's my thing, bro. They're not that talented. After Bi Zion, like they're about. And when I say not that talented, that might have sounded crazy. Like they're about league average everywhere else besides Bi and Zion. They're a Zion swelled knee away from having to put Larry Nance in the starting five. And shout out to Larry Nance for what he did for the Cavs years, Larry Nance guy. But at the end of the day, bro, like that type of thing where you're just one guy away. And I'm a big CJ McCollum fan, but he's about a little over league average as far as your point guard goes. Herb Jones and Trey Murphy, like they're great role players, but they're about league average. So if it's any team I could see really just taking a L step back and then giving themselves an excuse to trade Bi or Zion, would be the Pelicans. That would be that's my thought process behind it.
So who's your 8 then?
Oh, 8. I would say I want to say the Lakers really, really bad, but I think it's going to be Golden State because they've finally got it rolling, in my opinion, and I think they figured out kind of what helps. And playing Kuminga up with your older guys is one of those big things. So I would say the Warriors at 8, and then Brian them at 9. Sorry,
Danny. Who did you have at 8? Did you have New Orleans, Los Angeles, or Golden State?
Give me the Lakers.
You got the Lakers? Okay. I want to lean because the Lakers are closer in games, but Golden State's their schedule is so easy. It's so easy. They're hitting the right, they're hitting their stride. I want to see how they come out after break. Is Clay going to stay on the bench? That could be huge for them if he wants to be that mismatch off the bench for them. I think I want to say Lakers. I think All-Star break is huge for an older team like that. I think D'Lo, I don't know if he really finished the break strong, but around the trade deadline, he was awesome for them. And like Chris said at the beginning of the episode, they found that stride. Are we cool with putting Lakers at 8, Warriors at 9?
I'm definitely cool with that. I'll just try not to jinx it, to be honest with you. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm cool with that.
I'll put because I had Warriors written at 8, Lakers at 9. I'll just put a little arrow there, and then we'll have Pelicans at 10. Yeah, and like you say, the Pelicans are legit an injury away from just everything. Everything's gone. So for that, we have the Clippers at 1, Thunder at 2, and then Wolves, Nuggets, Suns, Mavs, Kings, Warriors or Lakers at 8 and 9, and then the Pelicans at 10. Now, here's where their playing matters a lot more. 1 game scenario, Lakers, Pelicans, I'm taking the Lakers. Absolutely. Let's say they're our 9 seed. Kings, Warriors, 1 game setting. We saw what happened last year in a 1 game setting. Curry versus the young Kings dropped 50 on them boys and went to the next round. And then that leaves us with Kings, Lakers. Kings versus the King in a 1 game setting. That's where it gets hard for a young team like Sacramento. In a 1 game setting, man, I'm going
because they'll need some bonus in that game.
Player. Exactly. And you know what Anthony Davis is going to do to that poor soul.
Yep.
You're going to need a lot of, you're going to need a lot out of your guards, especially with the way De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, you know how they're coming. But in a 1 game setting, I will 100% take that. Whoever's got the best player, I'm going to take them 100% of the time. One of the very, very few exceptions will be the Clippers and the Clippers and the Celtics, because of how strong their first 3 guys are. And then that would put us in a situation where we would have Warriors at the 7th seed, Lakers at the 8th seed. So that lines up the Battle of LA, 1 versus 8. Thunder versus Warriors in round 2. That could go very, very like Lakers Grizzlies last year. It's got potential like that.
Yep.
We got Wolves Mavs. That would be a heater. That would be so good. And then we get Nuggets Suns round 1. The West playoffs will be beautiful no matter what happens, is my opinion. So yeah. Is there anything that I don't know. Do y'all have any dream playoff scenarios that maybe we didn't list, but y'all want to happen?
The Lakers avoiding the Clippers.
That'd be ideal.
Somehow, some way.
That would be ideal. Mine would just be Celtics avoiding the Heat until the conference finals. I feel like beating them in any other round that's not the conference finals, I really will not care.
Mavericks Suns.
Mavs Suns, we need that. No, we need that for sure. Devin Booker versus Luka it's been a rivalry going on for some years now.
No,
Now
I need that.
Luka's got
need,
Kyrie. He's got the defense behind him.
I need Kevin Durant cuts lead down to 42. I need the new meme.
No, it'd only be right if Devin Booker did it for his boy CP3, CP0. Oh, my bad. I forgot. Chris is a Chris Paul fan, so
sorry, Chris.
I gotta watch the tone when it comes to Chris Paul slander.
It's just because they got the same name. That's why.
Candace Parker, the real CP3.
No, Chris, my guy, bro. I ain't gonna lie, he's my favorite player. Really, like, so my first favorite player was D Wade. Really, that's like my first favorite player was D Wade. Then it was quickly Bron. But then I was also watching Chris Paul at Wake Forest, and I watched him in the McDonald's game with Bron in that same game. I was like, you know what? He's small like I am. Let's see how he does. And then I heard the story about his granddad, how he scored those 60-some points, and I was just locked in ever since then. And I know he is one of the dirtiest players in the NBA.
He's Jerome. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, bro, that's my guy.
Yeah, I got you. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna look up my players for the trivia. I'm gonna look him up on just pulling up his basketball reference page, just so you know we got all the details on him, so we know so we don't flame out or anything. Yeah, Jones took it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, but yeah, you know, talking about all like the matchup, like I don't know, battle for LA in round one, it would cause headlines, but I mean the Lakers probably getting done bad if they even get a game. I mean, I don't know. Oh my god. Okay. Sorry, pulling up this dude's page, and then we can get started. Sorry, should have already had this pulled up. 0205. Okay, so I have an NBA player. These guys got 20 questions to guess who it is. Whoever wants to go first, y'all can figure that out.
You can go, Danny.
Danny, go get.
Are they black?
Yes. But heads up, that doesn't really help your case a lot.
Yeah, maybe if it was a different sport, maybe.
No, Chris, it helps us because we know they're not white.
Yeah, and not Luka.
Well, if he was white, that really cuts down your options.
That's my point. If he was white,
you got it backwards. You got it backwards. You cut out the minority of basketball players.
I know, but like it's a A or B question. Unless you're an Asian
it's
player.
Like a 75-25 question.
I don't know, dude. If you pulled like Yao Ming out of this, we'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Are they black? No.
But they are black.
Are they white? No.
Well, that would really get it cut down. But yes, this player is African American.
Did they retire within the last 5 years?
No.
Are they still active?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Do they currently play on the Eastern Conference team?
No.
All right.
Do they currently play on a top 8 seeded Western Conference team?
No.
Are they on any team?
Yes.
Oh, but I just want to make sure they were not just active. Okay. Because it could have been
out here giving y'all Jared Sullinger, man.
Or it could have been DeMarcus Cousins, technically.
I'm not giving y'all Boogie, man. He plays in Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay. Not a top 8 team in the West.
This player currently get drafted in the last 5 years.
He did get drafted in the last 5 years. Yes.
So young, Chris. That helps a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. Y'all have asked 7 questions so far.
Damn. So it's in the West.
I know who it is.
Top 8 team.
You got a guess?
I got to guess, Chris. You can go first.
Is this damn. Is this player on damn. Is this player currently on the Houston Rockets?
No.
I don't know who it is then.
That's what I thought. I thought I was gonna help too. I thought.
Y'all thought it was what y'all think it was? Jalen Green?
No, it's Şengün.
Player's African American.
Oh yeah, I'm
I thought it was
cooked.
Jalen Green.
This is why if you asked if he was white and I said yes, then that would make a lot more like you really don't got a lot of options.
Did this player get drafted in the top 5 of his draft?
No.
All right, so it's not Ja. It's not Scoot. It's not Vic.
Does this player play for the Lakers?
No.
Damn.
Looks like we had 10 questions? Yeah. Got 10 more
Is this-
questions.
Oh, I got a good one. Is this player currently playing for the team that drafted him?
I don't want to get technical on y'all. I'll say yes.
Like,
He was traded on draft night, but I'll say yes.
I-
He's been on the same team his whole career. It's 11 questions.
Damn. I'm trying to think.
Is it bigger
Does-
than a microwave?
Right? What the heck?
Danny knows.
Shoot. I don't know. I'm trying to get the team down. I think that'll help a lot. I'm trying to get the team.
Yeah.
Does this player play for the Spurs?
No.
I just knew I was right.
All right, Chris, we got to get the division and the team. All right.
Yeah, so it's your question now, Danny. What was that?
This player play in the Pacific Division.
No.
So he's not on the Clippers, Kings, Suns, Lakers, Warriors. He's not on the Rockets or Spurs. So let's ask Northwest, Chris.
You must say the player's got to be on the Jazz. Is the player on the Jazz?
No. I didn't think y'all would struggle this much with this one, to be quite honest. If y'all don't end up getting it and y'all have a question you want to rebuttal, you are free to do so.
Damn. What is it? I can't think of any draft night trades. That's the part that's killing me.
Kristen, he has to be on the Trailblazers. I'm not. That's not a question. That's a.
Trailblazers.
That's the only other team that fits the mold.
Okay.
So he's on the Blazers. He got drafted in the last 5 years. He got traded on draft night. It's not Scoot.
I think I might have.
Is this player Anthony Simons?
No.
But this, I'm gonna ask to make sure it's the Blazers because now I'm feeling like I'm. Matter of fact, I think I might know who it is. If I don't remember, I can't look it up. I don't remember if he got traded on draft night or not.
Make sure it's the Blazers.
Yeah, is this team the Blazers?
No.
Damn it!
What?
So we're screwed. I tell you.
What other top 8 seed? It could be the Kings, Lakers, Warriors.
It's not a top 8 seed.
I know. I'm saying so. It could be the Lakers, Warriors, Jazz, Rockets,
Grizzlies, Blazers, and Spurs.
Grizzlies, Warriors, and Lakers. Right? Did we ask the Lakers?
No, I don't think
Yeah,
so.
you did. You did.
Oh,
We did
okay.
that. So it can't. It's got to be the Warriors and Blazers can't be it. So Warriors or Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I got 4 questions, by the way.
I just want to guess now at this point. I think I might
Oh,
be screwed. Right.
oh, he's African American. He plays for the Warriors, and his name is Jonathan Kuminga.
No.
No.
Damn.
And I'm counting that as a question.
That's all right. Yeah, well, I'm gonna guess now because now I feel like is this player Desmond Bain?
It is Desmond Bain. There
Bro,
you
know what's
go.
crazy? I was gonna say Desmond Bain a while ago, but for some reason I cannot remember he got traded on draft night. I did not remember that.
Yep. And you know what's funny? I was gonna give you all the hint that he got traded from the Boston Celtics. You know, there's actually a player who fits all of these same descriptions on the Blazers. Matisse Thybulle got traded for Carson Edwards on draft night. I'm pretty sure, or he got traded for Grant Williams on draft night.
Yes, that was a good one though. I'm not a Desmond Bain fan, so I was not thinking of that.
Yeah, he's not like too niche. This is a pretty good player, averaging 24 this year. Whew. Yep. Shout out to him.
Yeah, that was a good one though. That was a really good one.
Yeah, I just realized they ain't changed the ticker this entire time. So whatever. This John's just been flashing Eastern Conference standings the whole time, but that's what we have chapters for anyway. Do you guys have anything to say before we get on out of here?
Nope.
Yeah, that's gonna be a fun edit. That thing lasted like 11 minutes or whatever. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you like the episode, again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you're listening to this on audio platforms, leave a 5-star rating, like, download the episode, follow us. Make sure you catch up with all of our stuff on social media. We drop every week. Y'all know what we be doing. Yeah. From AP New Freezer, Culture by Migos, DC Comics. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next week.